So in my last video on the Kia, which is the Kia EV6, by the way, if you haven't watched that video, the link on that video will be on the description box below. So in my last video on the Kia, which was the EV6, is an electric car, of course. And these days, many people are still skeptical about having an electric car, which is owing to the fact that electric cars take a lot of time to charge. So these are two problems which you would encounter, or these are two of the downside which you have to live with when you have an electric car. First thing is charging an electric car. So charging an electric car actually takes, at least for the best charging facilities we have today, charging an electric car will take up to 25 minutes for you to get a full charge. And that's one of the problems. The second problem of electric cars are the range. Most people do have range anxiety when they actually own an electric car, because sometimes the real world range is different from the range which is being advertised by the manufacturer. And so most people are still not convinced about electric car. Of course, what if you have the best of both worlds? You have an electric car and you have an internal combustion car. Which brings me to the car I have here today. This is the 2023 Kia Sportage, and it's a plug-in hybrid, which means it has an internal combustion engine and it also has an electric battery which powers this car. So yeah, you can drive this Kia Sportage on electric mode only, and that electric ranges from about 30 to 46 miles, which is also great. And then you have an internal combustion engine in case, or obviously when it runs out of electric power, the internal combustion engine is there to give you that range that you desire. By the way, this hybrid plug-in version that I have here, it combines a 1.6 liter petrol engine and an electric motor to give you a combined power of 265 horsepower and about 280 pound-feet of electric and internal combustion force, which is actually good for a 0 to 60 of about 6.9 seconds, which is not incredibly fast. And one thing about the Kia Sportage is this Kia Sportage is basically an SUV. This car actually has a much more higher center of gravity. It's not low to the ground like your normal electric cars, such as like the Kia EV6 or the Tesla Model S. It does all those SUV stuffs well, actually. And straight off the bat, driving and using this Kia Sportage, it's actually been like a few days now with the Kia Sportage, and it's actually does a good job of in-town driving. Of course, it's actually a good car. It actually has some of the tech features of the Kia EV6. It actually has lane keep assist. Right now, it actually has that feature where it centers you on your lane. The steering does those things, and sometimes it makes you to put your hand back on the steering wheel, which is one of those things that you just can't give full control of the driving to the car. The Kia Sportage is interesting because it's one of those cars that is trying to make transitioning to electric cars much more easier. As a matter of fact, Kia are actually killing it in the design department of this car. I mean, this car actually looks sinister with those LED lights it has up front, kind of shaped like a boomerang, which I actually love. The design is actually good in this car also. I actually love the design. Some might not like it, but me personally, I think I like the design. I love the front end of this car, which is also good. Also, the technology used here, similar to that of the Kia EV6, which of course is this huge glass panel which kind of curves towards the driver, which is actually also good. On this infotainment system is where you control most of the car's function, from your radio, your climate settings, your phone connecting. This car actually has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is also very good. And of course, on the left side for the driver's display, the driver's information, this car is of course a partial or a plug-in hybrid vehicle, which means that you have your dial for your rev counter and your EV, and on the left you have the dial for your speedo, which is actually good. It's not as configurable as that of an Audi or BMW. It's not information rich as that of an Audi or a BMW, but it kind of displays most of the valuable and vital information, which are actually good. Yeah, and the Kia Sportage is actually a good car. It's actually a great car to live with. It's actually a good car to daily drive. You have tons of space back there, and you can also fold down the seats, which will give you more space it has that high SUV thing where it's very, very easy to get in and out of this car. You don't sit low to the ground, you kind of sit high up, so you have good view out the front, which is actually very impressive, which is great. And it should be noted that there is no heads-up display like that from the Kia EV6, which I would have loved to have in this Kia Sportage. Or while I was talking to Kia about why that feature not being in this car, they talked about there's no space for putting that technology in this car, but I feel like it's a well-needed technology in every car these days, and it's a well-needed technology also in the Kia Sportage. So there is no heads-up display in this Kia Sportage, which is also something I would have loved to have in this Kia Sportage. But then while using this Kia Sportage, using the controls on the steering wheel is also easy. On the left side of the steering wheel actually controls for your media functions, which controls some of the functions in this screen. You can use to adjust the volume up or down, the mood selector button, and it also has a button marked star, which you can designate for a shortcut of your own choosing. And over the button on the right, you have the controls for the partial cruise control or the partial autonomous system of this car. I can say for sure it's relatively easy to park the Kia Sportage in and out of tight spaces. When you put it in reverse, there's the high definition camera which comes on. This Kia Sportage is actually equipped with a 360-degree camera, which you can click on the button here, and it actually gives a full 360-degree view of this camera. You can actually change through the different views, the back, the front, check your blind spot, which is very, very easy to do, and it comes in handy while parking this car in and out of tight spaces. Actually very nice to have that kind of feature, which is good. I could say for sure that the steering of the Kia Sportage is actually very responsive and actually very, very easy to maneuver around town. But one downside about the Kia Sportage that I have noticed, it goes over bumps smoothly, but when you go over broken pavements or when you go over potholes, it actually has a jarring and vibrating feel when you go over potholes, which is not that very, very smooth. But that is just one of the things I noticed using the Kia Sportage. And so I'll be checking out the exterior design of this car, just to see how the seating space at the back is and how Kia has actually designed this interior to be. Keep on watching the video and subscribe to this channel if you haven't. Okay, so the design up front of the Kia Sportage is actually very interesting. I actually love the design of this Kia Sportage. Now, this Kia Sportage I have here is the GTline, the high-end spec GTline. It's actually spec'd with all the specifications of the Kia Sportage, and I'll be walking through all those specifications in this video. All right, so up front, in front of this Kia Sportage, the first thing I actually love about the Kia Sportage is the light design. I actually love this LED light, which is actually shaped like a boomerang, which is actually nice, and the headlights situation, which is also nice. And then I love the trim here used for the front grille, and so you have a huge front grille here. I actually love the design of the front grille here with this silver trim inside the front grille. Kind of gives it a more nice and beautiful character. I mean, from the front of this car, it's actually really, really sophisticated. You also have your GTline badge here. This Kia Sportage is the GTline, which I have here. And then you have your camera up front here. This actually has the 360-degree camera we saw in the Kia EV6. It also has it in this specification of the 2023 Kia Sportage. And actually some nice bits and design. I actually love the silver trim at the bottom of the bumper. All in all, the front of the Kia Sportage is actually very nice and sophisticated. I mean, Kia is killing it in their design and their design language, which I really, really love. Moving down the side, this Kia Sportage actually comes with 19-inch wheels. I actually love really huge wheels. They actually feel the wheel arch here. And I love the design to the wheels of this Kia Sportage. I actually love the design. It's very, very nice. Gives it a very nice and muscular stance. I actually love this black trim on the mirror, on the side mirror here, which is actually nice. And because this is the GT line, the high-end GT line, you actually have black roof bars here and some nice chrome bit of design up here, which actually goes the way to the back here. All in all, the side profile of this Kia Sportage is actually very, very nice. Leave in the comment box below what you think about the side profile and the all-round design of this Kia Sportage. So let's move to the back and check the back design of this Kia Sportage. The back design of the Kia Sportage is less conspicuous than the front. That is to say that it still has some nice bit of design in the back of this Kia Sportage. This light bar at the back of this Kia Sportage actually mimics that in the Kia EV6. And moving down, you actually have a nice silver trim at the bottom of this Kia Sportage. There's no much fake exhaust or fake vents in the back of this Kia Sportage, with some lights here, your LED lights, which is actually good. I mean, it has been designed very well, and I actually love the design of this Kia Sportage. You have your Kia Sportage logo here and the GTline here also. Let's see how the interior of the Kia Sportage actually holds up. Is it as good as the Kia EV6? Let's check out the interior of this Kia Sportage. There is also sufficient seating space in back of this Kia Sportage. I still have enough knee room and enough leg room to stretch out. Even though this car is equipped with a panoramic sunroof, you still have enough space. And the seating position in back is actually nice. The chairs are also comfortable. You have nice armrests with exposable cup holders, which is nice. Also, there are 2 USB ports in the back of the Kia Sportage, which is a good thing to have in this car. The rear seats in this car are also heated, but not cooled as the front. They are only heated in the back of the Kia Sportage. And if you need to relax more, the seats are actually adjustable. You can relax the seats either forward or backward to get a more relaxation feel, which is also good. I like that level of adjustment and that level of functionality in the back of the Kia Sportage. The door handles are also very nice. I love the design of the door handles, which is nice attention to detail by Kia. And so yeah, the front of the Kia Sportage is also very, very nice to be in. It's a very nice place. I love the swooping design of this dash with some nice sophisticated design element here, which is actually also good. I love the satin finish material on this dashboard, which is nice. You have soft touch material on the dashboard, which is also very nice, and some shiny design elements here, which is also nice. You have your gear selector button here, same thing from the Kia EV6. You twist to the left for reverse, you twist to the right for drive, and you press the P button for park, which is also good. You have some driver settings here also down here, which is actually good for the parking assist and the 360-degree cameras. This car is also spec'd with heated and cool seats, which is also nice, and some heated steering wheel, which comes really handy in the winter. Deep storage space also here, which is actually good. I love the material quality in general of the Kia Sportage, which is actually very nice. And then this screen here, which is the same thing which has been carried over from the Kia EV6, which is also good. You have decent amount of space in the glove box here, which is also very good. In general, the interior quality is actually also good. Okay, so it's time to, conclude on the Kia Sportage. It's a very, very interesting car. So let's drive the Kia Sportage. What makes this Kia Sportage a very, very special car is because it kind of balances the best of both worlds. You have your internal combustion engine, and then you have an electric battery, which also powers the Kia Sportage. Sitting in a stoplight and admiring the interior quality and build quality of this Kia Sportage is actually a well-refined interior with all the sophisticated design elements in this interior, which is actually good. This curved screen is actually placed in a great position for the driver. I don't have to take my eyes off the road to use this screen, which is actually nice. It's very, very easy to use, less complicated. Kia's user interface is actually great for using on and off while you're driving, which is actually good. And if you don't want to use the screen, you can actually use these buttons on the steering wheel, which also come in handy, which is very nice. And maneuverability is very good. The steering, of course, is very light and progressive. Driving in town, you have your blind spot monitoring and your lane keep assist. All those functions are actually also good while using the Kia Sportage. And this blind spot monitoring, which is here also on the driver's digital information, when you trafficate or when you put on the turn signal, it actually uses the camera to show the blind spots of the Kia Sportage, which is actually also a nice thing to have. It's one of those features that I would love almost every car to have, because of course cars are becoming huge and you get huge blind spots, and so having these cameras and having this technology is actually good. Kia has done a nice job in integrating all this technology for driver ease, driver safety, and driver functionality, which is very great. The controls come in handy. I mean, the controls are right here at my fingertips for putting on the heated and the cooled seat and the heated steering wheel. And so it's a hot day, and of course I'll be using the cooled seat, and it's actually a very nice feature to have cool seats in your car because it can get really hot here, and of course having cool seats comes in really handy. You have nice cup holders here, which are nice and good enough for holding big bottles. That is actually great. There's nice functionality, there's nice practicality also in the Kia Sportage. It's an SUV, so you get all that space, and there's actually good use of space in the Kia Sportage because everything has just been sensibly laid out. Of course, sensibly laid out, apart from few controls which are over here on the left side of the dashboard, which I don't like. Aside that, it's just me nitpicking at this point. The Kia Sportage is a really nice integration of electricity and internal combustion engine, and this is an iteration of seamlessly integrating an internal combustion engine and an electric motor. Coming to the end of this video, it's been great having the Kia Sportage, which is really nice. Thank you for watching this video. Until then, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.